Greetings, cultists, and this is the Exalted One coming to you from the Great Nest as we come back for what will be day 4 of Honey, I Joined a Cult, and possibly day 5, depending on how much happens. But actually, episode 4, however many days we do. And as is becoming traditional now, I seem to like to start off watching our eggoids sleep peacefully at around 3 o'clock in the morning. So there we have me, the Exalted One, Egg Eggington, looking quite... don't look at the hygiene score. And of course we have number 1 Berkey. And over here is the lovely and productive Amanda Jane. Now let's see whether today we have any new recruits. As we can see down here, our follower list is at 10 out of 16. And our eggoids are 6 out of 9. So we've got a bit of room for a new eggoid. And also, in the last episode, I made a lovely little kind of bedroom up here for us to be able to take another one on. Now, what are we looking to do today? Well, possibly, depending on money. And as you can see here, we're at the 2,652 to start the day. And I want to be a little bit careful with that. But we started this room, which is our energy spa. Now, hopefully, over the course of the day, we can earn enough money to kit that out and to start using that. And if we can get another follower into an eggoid, then potentially we have the person there to actually man the booths, so to speak. Now, I did mention on the last episode we'd rejected the current mission, but there is a new mission, and it's a PR campaign. And I think what we'll do today is I think we will send one of our eggoids off to do this. As you can see, it will increase XP, faith, influence, increase our PR, but will bring us a bit of heat. But what I'll do is I'll zing us on to the start of the workday and we'll go from there. See you in a bit. So the proverbial horn has sounded and we'll be starting the workday, although there's still a lot of people who are clearing up, eating and having a shower, so a bit shabby, my cult workforce, for getting to work on time. But before we do kick them off and work at work, I thought we'd have a look at the research. So currently what we're looking at is research into follower cap. Now, as I say, I was quite interested in increasing the follower cap because hopefully over the coming days we can start to get more followers in, especially if we do a PR mission. And this will allow us to generate a lot more cash. Do need to get the influence up as well, so this will help with that. Now, before we actually do that though, before we start our day, I wanted to look at this mission in a bit more detail. So, as I say, it's a PR campaign. It expires in 16 hours and it's a level 1 and it only requires 1 person. Now, I don't actually know what our heat threshold is, so I don't know where we'll start causing problems, but +9 does not seem like a lot of problems. And everything else seems to be a real benefit, so I am hoping to actually do this today. Now, what I want to do though is send out an eggoid. We had a new one join yesterday, so we're kind of up on cap a little bit. So we used to have 4, whereas now we have 5. Now I'm hoping... As I say, I'm hoping if I assigned Thomas Hooper out to do it, that would work, even though he's got no skills whatsoever. However, it's suggesting that wouldn't be a good idea. So let's have a look. What about Berkey? So 100% if we send Berkey out, but I kind of like the idea of keeping him in the house. Aria? It looks like it might have to be Berkey, so got a little job for you, Berkey. Get out there and do some good PR for us. Now this will time up for 4 hours, so I want to begin the mission and then I'm just going to have a quick look to see who I have got doing which role today, because I don't want to leave a gap that I can't fill. However, I should, because I don't think I assigned any specific jobs for Thomas. So let's have a look. What, what have we got for priorities? So if Berkey's off, then no one is researching. So what I could do is I could split Thomas for the period of time between the research office and the maintenance room. And hopefully, although saying that, I guess I could just leave the research office free for a little while, because it's only 4 hours for this mission, and the research is going along quite well. I'm nowhere near the follower cap yet, so yeah, let's leave that. Now, as I say, we need a lot of money to be brought in today to be able to work on this energy spa. We'll be looking at the followers, and we already have Claire, who in theory is recruitable. So I am hoping to potentially get her in during the course of today, but we'll pop back when we've actually been going for a few hours, see how the cash is going, see if we want to build anything, and look at maybe getting a new recruit. Back in a tick. And we come back at the start of lunch, having a look around. We've started to recoup some of the money for the day. We're up to 3,173, so about $600 bought in from our 10 followers. You see over here, we've got a skill increase, which we'll have a look at in a minute, and we've got our PR mission completed. So first things first, let's see who has got a skill increase, and let's see what we're going to increase them in. So it's Aria Kazal. Now, she isn't one of the official Watcher Eggoids, and this is the time to yet again advertise. If you want to have an Eggoid named after you, just place your name in the comments, ask to be included in the cult, and you can become one of our official Eggoids in the game. But until such a time, let's have a look and see what we've currently got for her. So last time we had her, we used Bluffing, which is good in the Great Nest and good in the lobbies. So that suggests to me that for priorities, yeah, we have her as a preacher and receptionist. So let's keep her on that path. So let's up her Bluffing. And as you can see, we're not a million miles away from maxing this out. And yet again, as mentioned in previous videos, the daily cost goes up with that. But it's something that we want to keep pumping, because we do need to get better in the Great Nest to bring in more money when we're preaching, and obviously better in the lobby to get more followers in. Now you'll see 0 followers yet today that have joined us beyond, which is a bit of a worry, but possibly this afternoon. Now, it hasn't been for a want of trying or poor lobby work, just none have milled around, so I guess that must happen. But more importantly, let's have a look at the mission. So here we go to the mission screen, and mission complete, turn in. It was an outstanding success. So number 1 Berkey, yet again, showing himself as a great little cult member and not suffering from any revolting slime excretions today. Now, it did bring us a little bit more heat than we were expecting, so I don't know what he did at the radio station. In fact, what was he doing? Participate in a Hot Stunk FM segment about eating only pebbles at the radio station. I imagine he said something inappropriate. That's what probably got us a bit more heat. But it has brought in some XP for Eggoid, Faith, which is handy. That's now up to 301. Some influence, which we do need because we are spending that like it's going out of fashion every chance we get. And our PR rating. Now again, first time out, early access, not really done any research into the game, so I don't know how much PR rating will push our follower count or push it out there. But you know, I'm working on a theory that a higher PR is going to mean more potential followers. That does also mean, though, that now that number 1 Berkey's finished that, he'll probably want to break, but he can start cracking into the research. So let's come out of that screen, out of there. Now, as for the rest of what's going on at the moment, as you can see, we've still got people in our meditation studio. We've got people in our Great Nest, clocking up the cash and the faith, but we have not got anyone on reception at the moment. I've got to check, because I've got a horrible feeling I may have done some very bad planning on lunch breaks. So let's have a quick look. So let's have a look at our break schedule. So Amanda and Aria are actually genius. by my part, are our preacher and our receptionist, and I've sent them both off to lunch at the same time, so we're going to need to correct that going forward. So let's give Natalie a lunch break then. Now this I don't think will kick in till tomorrow, so poor planning on my part gets punished. But hopefully we won't be in this position again on another day where we have a 2-hour gap, especially with the PR rating going up. But you live and you learn. Now, with a little bit of money increase, I could look at putting some bits and bobs in this room. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it on till probably mid-afternoon, maybe 5 o'clock-ish. See if anything sort of significant happens along the way and I'll pull you back. But I think we'll look to see what our cash is looking like then and maybe put a few more bits in the energy spa. So coming back a little bit later in the day than I previously thought, but we had number 1 Berkey come back from his mission and start cracking on with the research. And he's just completed that. So we'll have a look at that in a second and consider what our next research will be. No new followers, worryingly. Had a couple of people reject out, and as I say, 2-hour patch because of my poor planning. The Eggington. Oh, as much as I am the exalted one, I can sometimes make an error. Only once though, so no more for the rest of the game. Now we'll look at the research, and I know I said at the beginning of the video that I would probably have a look at recruiting one of my followers today. But what I might actually do now, because it's so late in the day, I might actually look at doing that on the next day. Because I feel like I'll probably have to pay them. Now, there's probably a benefit the other side of getting another one in for the sermon, but I like the idea of having them for the whole day. Now, money-wise, we're at 3,924. So before we look at the research, I just want to have a look at the energy spa and see what we require for this room. So we've put the energy control. So this is still quite a bit, and I remember it being quite expensive, but energy beds specifically being the most expensive thing. But maybe, just maybe, with a bit more of the day to go, and I like to keep it around $2,500, I might put the energy ball in and the energy capacitor. Yeah, so I think I'll stick them in the room now. So let's pop that into there. In fact, let's look at the room. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether there is a primary and lovely layout for a energy spa, as I've never heard of one until I started playing this game, but let's pop that in there. And what did we say we wanted? An energy ball. Let's pop that there. And then I figure that gives us probably lots of room for the beds. Now, beds are probably a bit out of the price range at the moment, but in preparation for going live with it, what will we have for decor in an energy spa? I mean, God, there's my lava lamp that I seem to put in every room, but do you know what? I don't think I'll have it in this. Stools, tables, lamps, mirrors. No, let's have a good old-fashioned potted plant to set a bit of ambience when it gets going. So again, that room is closer to completion, and it's just the uber expensive energy beds to go, but let's move on to our research. So research complete. Increases maximum followers recruitable by 6. So we should move up to, yep, 22. Now on a bad day of followers, you might think, well, the bloody hell are you getting a follower increase? Well, I think it will pay off long term. Now, let's see what we should research next. I'm not particularly considering the spirit chamber, because I have the energy spa. I am slightly tempted by the recruitment office, because as I say, we seem to be struggling to get people in. So yeah, that's high on the list. Now the pure arrogance of the leader's sanctum, because I am the leader, there is something in that. Used by the leader to discover divine inspirations. Now I don't know what divine inspirations are, so I might be missing a trick. So that is on the list. The mood boost, I just don't feel like we're there yet. I just don't feel like there's a mood problem just yet. We've got a little bit of way to go before we need to hit that. And the rec room upgrade. Now, that would probably be quite beneficial for some of the guys, but they've got a rec room, and we need to start getting our follower count up and our egoid counts up. So let's go for the recruitment office. Now, before I just make that as a final decision, what will that get me access to? So that will get me access to the kitchen, which I think might save us money and certainly might make them less hungry. And when they're not having to rely on the vending machines, I'm hoping that will reduce the cost of food. And also, it will increase maximum influence cap by 250. But I don't think we're pushing that yet anyway, so that's not so important. But I guess it's there for us. So yeah, recruitment office it is. So this will be 6 hours worth of research and 40 influence to unlock. Now I'll whiz probably now till the end of the day, and maybe even right the way up to sermon, unless anything significant happens. And as I say, I'll be looking to change a follower into a recruit either on the next day or the next episode, depending on how much time this is coming in at. So speak to you soon. Yep, so we've actually piled right through to the end of the day because there was nothing massively significant. A little bit of research going on and a bit more cash bought in. Oddly enough, one of the things that was really noticeable for me was how many people come in as potential followers towards the end of the day. In fact, you can see one here that is sitting there waiting. So I think scheduling the day so that we've got people working longer, starting later, is something to look at probably in the days going forward. And that may well be heavily assisted by taking on a new egoid from the follower pool. It gives us a little bit more freedom to move the schedule around a bit. God, how many times do I say schedule on these videos? But let's kick this game on because we should be coming in roughly into sermon time. So let's see how we do for the day. If I say roughly, I'll forget this every video, but I'm pretty sure sermons start at 10. Yeah, look, here they all come. All of them eager. Walk into a sermon. There I am, ready to preach. And of course, after we've completed the sermon, we'll have a look at where we finish day end. Now, actually, I do think this may come in at a shorter episode, but I think I'm going to cut this one at the end of the day and probably look at, dependent on how much there is to build, how much there is to do, start to do 2, maybe 3 days per episode going forward. Because I think we do need to kind of kick this into high gear so that we're seeing a little bit more significant activity, a little bit more significant action, and a little bit more growth from the cult. Oh, there we go. All hail the almighty egg. Now, a 1-star sermon quality. That's, I think, the lowest one we've done so far. Again, probably influenced by things like my happiness, my hunger. And one of the reasons why I say we need to probably kick the speed of the days on the videos going forward, because at the moment, well, this will be 4th episode, 4th day. So really, how much are we going to be able to build? How much are we going to be able to create? And I think when we actually do get maybe 10 to 20 days in, there's going to be so much going on in the compound, as long as I don't mess it up, that we're going to have to keep cutting in and out. So I think we're getting the basics of the game now, and then we'll look to jump back in at significant moments such as new egoids and new rooms, new research, new missions. Obviously, I like to focus whenever there's an injury or something disgusting that happens to any of the egoids, but let's review what we got from our sermon. So it cost us no influence. We gained faith. My mood went down. I'm a moody little bugger, aren't I? My energy went up though, so that's good. No theme, which I believe is something you get when you unlock, but this is the first time, and you can say it's because I didn't really do a lot, but I felt like we needed to balance out a little bit on this money and start to not spang loads of money every day. Now, there's an argument that says you need to speculate to accumulate, but we did actually get the energy spa close to up and running, although the most expensive bits to come. We'd already built the 7th bedroom, so I didn't really feel the need to smash money into anything too much today. So plus 212 money, plus 189 faith. Influence is up, and I think that's something as well, keeping the influence nicely balanced and making sure that we're not always spending influence and not bringing me in. As we say, PR has gone up. You've yet to see what that actually does for us, and that'll be quite interesting to find out if we need significant amounts of missions done before that PR makes a difference. And of course, that, I'm going to say, little increase in heat. Let's hope it's a little increase in heat, and we don't have the FBI or an equivalent knocking at the door. Now, the overall cult happiness seems to have stayed the same, and as we can see, the follower count didn't move today, nor did the egoid count, disappointingly. But cults sometimes must have the odd day here and there where it's not all about massive increases. Sometimes it's just about getting the job done. So there we go, everyone is leaving the sermon for the night, and I imagine what they'll do, look, they're all going to bed. I was going to say they might wash up a little bit, they might have a pre-bed wee, but no, all straight off to bed. So let's make sure they all get into bed for a snoozy time. And you know what, if the egoids and the exalted want to go into bed, then probably we should leave them there. Now, as ever, this is a YouTube video, so please like, subscribe, share, but most importantly on this video, please leave us a comment. Join the cult, become one of the egoids. Let me know in the comments that you want to be. And most of all, as ever, be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching, and just remember, you can join the Cult of Egg by liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. We release regular content where we talk about all things geek, all things pop culture, and all things that we're interested in. You can also come along and join the discussion on Facebook groups and Renaissance Cast. And you can join us on our Twitch channel where Stu regularly streams games. And if you'd like to support us, then please follow the link for the Patreon. Thanks very much.